Welcome to another Turf Trade video. I'm Kathy Connor, the technical rep, and hopefully you're not getting tired of hearing my voice. I'm very pleased to bring to you information on another exclusive product for Turf Trade called pH Agent. By now you know I've focused most of my career on water management, and pH Agent is yet another water and soil management product. It is hot out there. And many of you that have salt issues are dealing with a whole other set of challenges. Salt issues can negatively, unfortunately, impact your fertilizer and chemical applications, your water management. So if your turf's looking a little hungry and your soil sprays don't seem to be lasting as long, or maybe certain diseases are hanging on, and even after a wetting agent application or lots of water's having trouble infiltrating, it might be because of some salt issues. So please, we ask you to soil test to check. As summer stress and temperatures rise, so do turf problems caused by high sodium, high pH, carbonates, bicarbonates, and all other salts too. Today we'll talk about how pH Agent can help you to manage all of those salt issues. Before using pH Agent or any synthetic or regular acid, we ask that you do a soil and a water test. The results from those reports will help you to determine how much pH Agent you need and how often you will need to use it. It used to be that it was much easier to treat soils that were impacted by salts than to treat the water. That is no longer true. With pH Agent, it treats both the water and the soils very safely, and it's tank mix compatible. It reduces all types of salt levels, so it doesn't matter if you have sodium or bicarbonates, chlorides, it will effectively reduce all types of salts. We added a penetrating surfactant to pH Agent for a few reasons. One, we know with salt-affected soils that infiltration, distribution, and drainage is negatively impacted. It's very difficult. The salts clog the pore spaces, and it's difficult to get water not only to move into the root zone, but also to move throughout the root zone. The surfactant also helps to remove the sodium from the root zone. So once the sodium is displaced off the soil colloid, it can help to flush it through. And we wanted to make sure when you're using pH Agent as a soil treatment that you're going to get complete soil coverage of the product. An added benefit of pH Agent in your spray tank solutions is to make sure that you ensure optimum pH levels. Research shows us that if the pH is too low, you're going to have inefficiencies in your fertilizer. You can see this first chart, which was done on mineral soils, that when the pH is very low, a lot of that fertilizer is being wasted and the plant is not taking it up, which means that it's just going to be leached out. So the more neutral you can get your pH levels when you're applying fertilizer, the better you're going to be. The other thing this chart helps us to see is that maybe we should consider, when you're doing tank mixes, mixing your fertilizers, we're soil directed with soil wetting agents, and maybe not so much your chemicals. And I know a lot of times it's time, we want to put as much as we can into the tank, but pH really does have a very strong effect on how efficient that spray tank is, depending on what's in it and what the optimum levels are for those products. In the chart below, you can see some commonly used products and where the ideal pH is. As the pHs get higher, take a look at the chlorothalonil for instance, within 10 minutes, if you have a pH of 8, within 10 minutes, that product is going through alkaline hydrolysis. And alkaline hydrolysis is when the pH gets too high and it reduces the effectiveness of the chemical's active ingredient. That molecule actually breaks apart. And pH requirements, as you can see, can be very different for different chemicals. So please be sure to check with either your distributor rep that you bought the product from or the manufacturer's rep, because different products are going to perform differently and go through alkaline hydrolysis a lot faster than others. Let's head out to the golf course. This poor superintendent, he had the trifecta of salts going on. He had high pH, he had high bicarbonates, he was also dealing with sodium issues. So we went out and we did a GNDVI reading prior to the use of the pH agent, and we could see on the left that turf is very stressed. It's unfortunately not taking up very many nutrients, or water for that matter. After only 6 weeks of using pH agent, and what we did was we used pH agent at the high rate, 64 ounces per acre. Again, that's per acre, not square feet, but per acre, and we went out every 2 weeks. After 6 weeks, we took another GNDVI reading. As you can see, a lot more green. The turf is much healthier, not as stressed. And we also repeated the soil and water test reports. And those numbers came back, no surprise, very good. That's why we see the green that we see with the GNDVI reading. And that's why we really stress, no matter what product you're using to treat your salts or manage salts, to do soil and water testing before use, and then test again after 3 or 4 applications of whatever product that you're using. It's the only way for you to know if something is actually working. I hope you found the information on pH agent helpful. It's a product I'm very excited about because we finally have a safe acid. It's not synthetic, it's a true acid, but it's safe, it's tank mix compatible, there's research on it, and we know it works all out in the field on the golf course. Please ask your turf trade sales rep for more information on pH agent.